get started here. So for this first live stream, I just want to talk about failure. Setting goals, failing to reach those goals, the appropriate mindset to have about failure, and why failure is not only necessary, but should be actively encouraged. So we're going to start because I want to. I don't know if the sound is playing.
Mastery, but weakness, folly, failure also. Yes, failure most of all. The greatest teacher, failure is. Prepare what may grow beyond. That is the fruit of all discourse. Heeded my words not.
All right. Okay. So the reason that I show you that is, number one, I like that movie. I don't care what nobody says. And number two, I think that it's very important to acknowledge that failure is a very good teacher. It's what teaches you what you can and cannot do, and it gives you the opportunity to begin again. So, for example, when Thomas Edison was working to invent the light bulb, when first asked about it, or when he invented it, he tried and failed over 500 times to create the incandescent filament of a light bulb. When asked about it, he said, I didn't fail. I found 500 ways to not to create a light bulb. So that's important. That's a good thing to keep in mind. During exercise, you're gonna set goals that you fail to reach, and that's okay. As long as you tried, you actually honestly tried, then that's okay. Failure is okay. And if you do reach all of your fitness goals, then you need to reevaluate the way that you make your goals, because they're very clearly not big enough. If every goal and every dream that you have is successfully reached, that's an issue, because you shouldn't reach them all. You should have bigger goals than that are more difficult to reach, that you fail to reach, and that you push yourself constantly to reach. So goals, very importantly, should not be considered written in stone. They should be fluid and alterable. So every goal that you have should be, able to adjust and say, oh, well, I'm going to do it this, I didn't quite lose 10 pounds, so what if I lose 8? Or, oh, I didn't, get to 200-pound squat. What if I could get to, 195, 185? Things like that. And that's okay. You might be on track and then something comes up and you fall off and you lose the progress that you made, and that's all right. As long as you adjust and you refocus your goals. So this is sort of what we talked about earlier. Your goals, well, we'll start with the second point. Like I said, you should not reach every goal. If you're reaching every goal, then your goals need to be bigger. Your goals should scare you some. I would hope that your goals are big enough that you're nervous about setting them, or excuse me, about reaching them. If you're not scared, if you're not nervous, then what's the point of the goal? You should dream big enough that those goals and those dreams scare you. And so just to talk a little bit about goals, I'm sure pretty much everyone is familiar with SMART goals. You see it two different ways. This is the way that I like to look at SMART goals: specific, measurable, adjustable, realistic, and time sensitive. Some people will put it as attainable, which to me, attainable and realistic is the same thing. But it's very important to keep your goals adjustable. I've also seen like accountable for the SMART goals, which is also very important. You could put either adjustable or accountable, and sort of, you know, acknowledging your goals. It doesn't have to be publicly. I know sometimes it can be uncomfortable. That can be very beneficial to acknowledge them publicly. But if you write them down for yourself, you know, in your own journal or anything like that, that can be just as beneficial as telling someone else and trying to, you know, hold yourself accountable to your goals that way. If you're one of the people that can, you know, hold yourself accountable through yourself, and then that's just fine. If not, then maybe confide in somebody and try to tell them about your goals and hope that they will hold you accountable. So we'll just kind of break this down. Specific, meaning, you know, specific and measurable kind of go together. So we're going to put those together. For example, a very common New Year's resolution, so a New Year's goal, is to lose weight. That's neither specific nor, or it is measurable, but it's not specific. Because obviously you can step on a scale and measure your weight, but, you know, losing weight, how much? Let's put a number down. Let's hold yourself accountable to that specific goal. Or you know, oh, I want to eat better. Well, what specifically? How specifically do you want to eat better? How are you going to measure that you eat better? And then realistic. You know, it's if you say, oh, I want to lose 150 pounds this year. Well, that's not going to happen. You know, unless you're doing like a gastric bypass or something like that, then you can probably do it. But for the most part, you know, make sure that your goals are realistic, so that it is difficult, but still attainable. It still can be done. And then time sensitive. So set a deadline. Say, you know, I'm gonna have, like I said, let's say, okay, I'm gonna lose 20 pounds this year. I want to lose 20 pounds by the end of the year. That's a perfect example of a SMART goal. Specific, you want to lose 20 pounds. Measurable, it's easy to measure if you've lost, you know, your beginning weight and your end weight. It's very realistic, and it's time sensitive by the end of the year. Adjustable, you know, maybe every quarter, every 3 months, whatever it is, say, okay, I'm a little behind. Maybe it's 18 months, or maybe you're just crushing it, or excuse me, 18 pounds. Maybe you're just crushing it, and, you know, around March, you've already lost like 7 pounds. You go, okay, well, let's lose 25 pounds this year. There's no reason that you have to back off on your goals. You can dream bigger. You can, when you adjust your goals, you can just as easily set them bigger as you can take them back and set them smaller. That's sort of the big thing about goals being adjustable and fluid is, you know, they're fluid in both directions. If you found that you set your goal too small and it's going to be too easy, then push yourself. Your goal should come down to, you know, the end, and it shouldn't be something as quick and easy as, okay, well, okay, you know, it shouldn't be something as easy as saying like, oh, I want to lose 5 pounds this year. You can do better than that. It's important to note that, like I said earlier, your goals should be hard enough and big enough, and they should scare you. So while it's important to keep in mind that they should be realistic and actually attainable, if you need to adjust your goals so that they're more difficult for you, that's good. That's what you want to do. And then I want to spend some time talking about this. Goals and mindset are just as important as nutrition and exercise in terms of overall health and well-being. I've had some posts on my personal page the last few days about health and well-being and everything like that, and had some people saying that, you know, I mentioned that your health is the most important thing. Some people were saying, I think it was like your consciousness or something like that, and how is that not part of your health? That's just as important in your health and your well-being as your nutrition and your exercise. If your goals and your mindset are not in the right place, then as a whole individual, you're not going to be healthy. Personally, I believe that there's 5 aspects of health and wellness. We're not going to get into them all today. We'll get into them as we go. Stay tuned. But it's, like I said, it's really easy to be, eat well, but not be taking care of your mindset. And so it's important to take everything into account and be a wholly round, healthy person. That it all comes in and ties together. So, I know this was quick. Wasn't too much there today. Just a quick little, 15-minute or so. Thank you for taking time out of your day to listen and pay attention and all of that. I do appreciate it. I hope that you got something out of this. If you have any questions or anything like that, feel free to reach out, drop them in the comments, and then we'll be back here same time next week. It'll be a little bit longer. I haven't decided exactly what it's going to be about yet. It's going to be about one of those 5 things that we'll address on the one next. I think it's going to be about nutrition. Something about nutrition. Maybe exercise. Probably exercise. And probably nutrition. Any hoodle. Just go ahead and turn this off. And then that's going to be it for tonight, guys. Thank you.